This is Today in St. Louis, focused on you.
It's 9 o'clock and you're waking up to a live look at Washington University's campus, where right now a pro-Palestinian encampment has been cleared by campus police. Yesterday, hundreds of protesters were set up right here before officers began making dozens of arrests. Good morning to you. I'm Travis Cummings.
And I'm Mercedes McKay. Thanks so much for waking up with us. Now, our team has been following the story all night long.
Yeah, since yesterday afternoon, WashU police have arrested more than 80 pro-Palestine demonstrators.
Overnight, a crowd formed outside the St. Louis County Jail in Clayton, waiting for those taken into custody to be released. This is a look at that scene from just a couple of hours ago. Among those arrested are students, community members, and even Green Party presidential candidate Dr. Jill Stein. She's charged with assault after she says she was pushed to the ground and arrested by an officer. Early this morning, she spoke only with 5 on Your Side, expressing her disappointment with the university.
This is about freedom of speech, and not just any old freedom of speech, but freedom of speech on a very critical issue that needs debate and dialogue. And there they are, sending in the riot police and basically creating a riot. Our universities are being challenged now fundamentally. Who are they for? Are they for war contractors and a future that will destroy all of us and impoverish us? Or are they going to uphold principles of democracy that our colleges and universities are supposed to represent?
And we want to get to this statement that WashU has since issued. Here's what they had to say. It quickly became clear through the words and actions of this group that they did not have good intentions on our campus, and that this demonstration had the potential to get out of control and become dangerous. They continued on by saying all arrested will face charges of trespassing, and some may also be charged with resisting arrest and assault, including for injuries to police officers, end quote. Now, this all started around 3 yesterday afternoon when students and other protesters set up an encampment near WashU's campus.
And before the arrest began, it was a very different situation. Our Annie Krall was at that encampment and spoke with demonstrators about why they'd risk detainment at a protest like this one.
Palestine will be free!
Cries to free Palestine heard first at Columbia University's Gaza Solidarity encampment set up about 10 days ago, now reaching Washington University.
WashU, you can't hide! You're supporting genocide!
The community is louder than them, and if we organize and if we get together, we can do something really powerful here.
Demonstrators in the WashU Student Union demand the college cut ties with Boeing, such as in-person or virtual job recruitment.
It's documented that Boeing supplies a good amount of arms and weaponry and fighter jets to the Israeli military. They are complicit in what is going on.
Nida Moutan has family in Gaza and in the West Bank, saying she and fellow protesters will stay in this encampment all weekend, taking shifts if needed to meet their demands.
The police are massing, ready to arrest students at Washington University for putting tents on the ground. I don't understand how that's a crime to put tents on the ground, or why it warrants just massive police repression, which is, I don't know whether they're going to go through with it, but they are massing. They are ready. They got the zip ties. They're ready.
There are people who don't have the choice on whether their life is risked over this or not. And if all I have to risk is maybe sitting in a cell for a minute to help that, I will.
One protester didn't want to share their name but beat the drum anyway for Palestine.
What's happening at other colleges, students getting detained, people getting honestly put in handcuffs for what you're doing right now, does that make you worried at all?
No, I mean, that's what I signed, but I did 6 years in the military to fight for people, so that's why I'm out here. Like, I saw a medic being tased to the ground by cops, being brutalized while he had his hands behind his back at UT Austin. So yeah, we're bringing it to them.
Annie Krall, 5 on Your Side.
And as Annie just mentioned, similar protests have popped up on college campuses across the country as students demand their own institutions separate themselves from Israel-linked companies. On Northeastern University's campus in Boston, police arrested more than 100 people to clear what a spokesperson for the college called a, quote, unauthorized encampment. One college campus in California chose to close its doors for the rest of the semester due to the protests. Many critics question the motives behind these demonstrations, while others say college campus protests are nothing new.
It seems like everybody has drunk the Kool-Aid here and across the U.S., specifically at college institutions.
So universities have
always historically been a place of free speech and freedom of expression. We think back to the Vietnam War and how students during that time would protest the Vietnam War on their own university campuses, and we believe that we are living through something similar.
While some universities moved to shut down encampments due to concerns of, quote, anti-Semitic activity, many students vowed to keep their demonstrations going.
And we'll continue to bring you the very latest on these nationwide protests. Even when we're off the air, you can always catch updates on the 5 on Your Side app and on our website, ksdk.com. But for now, let's take a look at your morning forecast. Right now, we're joined by meteorologist Tracy Hinton, who's been tracking some storms. It's definitely been rumbly over the past 24 hours.
Yes, and it looks like we just have a bit of a, up and down kind of week for us. More storms are in the forecast. It's that time of year. We're in our spring severe weather season. We are facing the threat for some severe weather later on today, which is why we are under a weather alert for the day.
We can't catch a break.
No, we really can't. Now, that being said, we almost are, in a way, we are catching a break today. Oh. This system, yeah, it's about time, right, Mercedes? This morning, we saw very heavy rainfall, you can see, over Texas into Oklahoma, Kansas, and parts of Missouri here. And that had flood warnings, still does have flood warnings all along that because of that very heavy, prolonged rainfall. For us, though, this system is falling apart a bit, which means by the time it makes its way to us, we are going to see just kind of lighter showers from this. I don't expect much in the way of storms. Now, the little bit of sunshine that's breaking through, that does worry me a little bit because, as we know, sunshine can help power these storms, give them that extra energy they need to grow to be severe. 72 degrees for us. Winds, that is not a wind gust, that is a sustained wind speed. It is blustery out there. Winds are sustained at about 23 miles per hour. Through the rest of our day today, we will make it into the mid to upper 70s, so a very warm day is ahead.
Thanks so much, Tracy. New this morning, we're following reports of a downtown shooting involving a juvenile. It happened here around 700 North 21st Street. Police say around 4:30 this morning, a young man was shot in the back and his shoulders. He was still conscious and breathing when officers arrived on the scene. We have reached out to police for more information, and we'll update you once we learn more.
This morning, we're trying to learn more about a triple shooting in North City. Officers responded to Bremen and Bissell at around 5:30 last night. That's in St. Louis's College Hill neighborhood. There, they found 3 men suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. 2 were conscious and breathing when police arrived, and 1 was not. Right now, we're working to learn what led up to that shooting and the current conditions of the victims. Well, coming up, a quick solution to vehicle theft. The software upgrade Kia is offering that'll make your car less likely to be stolen.
Plus, connecting the metro one step at a time. The project's bringing a little bit of green to downtown St. Louis.
And the radar view showing showers and storms as they march through making their way towards us here in St. Louis. I'm going over your conditions and when I expect a few rumbles of thunder to roll through again.